What's up, YouTube? I am back with another video. I know I've been gone for a couple weeks, just been working, and also I got my podcast started back up, so I have been working on that a lot, recording episodes and trying to get content for the podcast. So I did take a little break from YouTube, but I'm back and I'm here, and guess what? You're back and you're here, and if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe, like, and what's the other thing that you tell people to do? Notification. Hit that notification because you want to know when I'm coming out with new videos. And after the video, go ahead and leave your comments. Tell me what you think about what I'm about to get into, and let's jump right into it. As a disclaimer, I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm not an expert on African American issues, or like I don't have a degree in African American studies. So I'm really just speaking from what I know, what I've personally experienced, and how I personally feel about the subject. If you feel you have more knowledge than me, feel free to leave it in the comments. I'm open to learning about new things, getting different perspectives. Even if we end up disagreeing, totally fine with that. Now, for those of you who don't know what AAVE, girl, what are you saying? For those of you who don't know what AAVE is, it stands for African American Vernacular English. It's basically a language that was created by my ancestors, and it's just as complex, if not more complex, as Standard American English, or SAE. SAE is what we learn in school. It's the English that we're taught. We're taught to write, we're taught to speak in this language. AAVE, however, some people believe it's its own separate language. Some people believe it's a dialect. And you know, you can do your Googles and, you know, find out what the difference is. I'm just here to tell you what it is. AAVE is often referred to as Black English, or Bad English, or Ebonics. I'm sure we've all heard that term before. Now, why am I talking about this now? Why does this matter? Why is this important? Why are we having this conversation? Well,
let me tell you why.
Talk that talk.
Let me tell you why.
Talk.
Let me tell you why.
For those of you who are not familiar, the Kombucha Girl. I don't know if you guys know her. I'll insert the clip of her here.
You know what? No. Well,
she went on her TikTok. She's TikTok famous, and she went on to address why she feels it is okay for Stan Twitter and white people essentially to use AAVE, and I'll insert that clip here.
Also, regarding my last two videos, I feel like it's a very fine line between genuinely calling out a creator that's using AAVE or the Black Scent for like putting it on for comedic purposes versus like quoting something. You know what I mean? Like the Nicki Minaj thing, a big boobs, child. Anyways, like that's a meme, obviously. So when someone's quoting that, or when someone says like period, cis, whatever, snatch, all that, it's very much like internet culture. Like Stan Twitter, like Stan culture has its own language. And it's such a fine line between like, you make these friends online and that's how you speak within these online communities, and then, you know, as a creator versus just a normal person on Twitter, saying it out loud as you would with your friends. It's very different. When it's kind of like collectively as a generation, this is how we all, if you're on the internet, this is kind of how we all speak.
Now, let me just start off by saying AAVE is not Stan culture. I want to say that again. AAVE, let me get up close, is not Stan culture. AAVE does not come from Stan Twitter, does not come from the Barbs, does not come from the Beehive, does not come from K-pop stans. AAVE comes from Black people. Let's start there. But I'll play white devil's advocate real quick with you. I can understand from that point of view why somebody would believe that a lot of what's being said comes from Stan culture, because a lot of times we speak in these circles about our favorite celebrities and our favorite artists. We speak about them in such a way that if you hear these things outside of the confines of Twitter, you probably wouldn't understand what's going on if you're not in that world. So in that regard, I get it. However, and the catch is, most of what is spoken and exchanged on Stan Twitter is comprised of AAVE.
I know you didn't think a white girl made that shit up.
Now, why does this matter? And why do black people get so defensive and uptight and they want to hold on to things like AAVE so much? Well, it's a couple things for me. Number one, and I'm gonna take it a little deep. For me, what I see, we black people are over policed. And when I say over policed, I don't just mean like the police on the street. Everything we do is hyper scrutinized. We have to watch what we wear in certain spaces. We have to watch how we speak in certain spaces. We have to watch how we act and how we behave in certain spaces. And if we're being really real, it started from when they took us from our land, brought us here, and took our names, they took our language, and they told us, this is who you have to be, this is how you have to speak. And then from then on, now we get into schools, when they finally started letting us be educated, they tell us you have to learn this English, and the English that you're speaking is incorrect. It's improper, it's not proper English. You can't say things like finna, and you can't say, oh, I'm finna go to the store. You have to say, I'm about to go to the store, because this is how they told us how we should speak. Even though this language that we acquired once we got to this land is our language. They took it from us again. So honestly, to me, it's annoying to see white people speaking in this way and getting praises for it. They get all the retweets, they get all the likes, they get all the shares. But when we speak this way, it's ghetto, it's bad English, it's improper. So yeah, hell yeah, I'm annoyed as a black person when I see white people doing something that's not authentic to them, number one. And number two, y'all shunned us for this for so long. And you continue to shun us for it, but when white people do it, it's just Stan Twitter, it's just how we talk. And it's just like, baby, it's not the truth. They get to put it on for 60 seconds and then they take it off when it's convenient for them. It kind of reminds me of like that scene from Flavor of Love when Buck Wild elected to leave the house, right? Because New York was coming back. If you don't watch Flavor of Love, you might not get this reference, but I'm gonna put the clip in anyway.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Where the fuck did your accent go?
Why is it when you get angry, you don't talk black anymore? Because I'm noticing that you're
because
like
I don't know. When I'm pissed, I just scream and get pissed. I can't help it. I don't know why my voice changes, but when I'm in different moods, my voice goes to different shit.
She wanted to leave because New York was there, and she was so mad that she stopped speaking like Buck Wild and started speaking like Becky. Black people don't get to do that. Black people don't just get to take it off. Sometimes we have to code switch when we're in certain spaces, and that's a whole nother conversation, code switching. But we don't get to just say, I don't feel like doing this right now, so I'm gonna just set this aside and go do this other shit. We don't get to do that. That's that white privilege we be talking about. Another reason why it kind of pisses me off is because it seems like no matter what we do as black people, we influence the culture so much, and we create so many things, we invent so much shit, and no matter what, it gets taken from us. No matter what we do, no matter what we create, it is taken from us. And they take it from us, and then they say, it's ours. And then they get mad at you when you say, well, hold up.
Hold on a minute, player.
You got this from me. This is my shit. And they say, well, why can't we all have it? And it's like, you didn't even, first of all, you took it from me, you stole it, and then you told me after you stole it that it's ghetto for me to continue to do it. But it's not ghetto for you. It's not bad for you, right? That's why it pisses me off. It goes back to that white privilege. White people are so used to getting their way and getting whatever they want because they've done so for eons that they don't even realize at this point, they don't even realize that they're trampling on everybody to get it. They don't care, it seems like. That's what it seems like to me. Another reason why it pisses me off, and I feel like this kind of goes without saying, y'all don't even be saying the shit right, child. Y'all just be saying anything. Just be putting a bunch of words together. Y'all don't even make it no sense. For me, that's probably the biggest one. You know, why I get so pissed off when I hear white people using AAVE, because it's like, you hitting me with all these different words that don't even go together because you think it sounds black and that's how black people speak in your mind, and it sounds a fucking fool. You sound stupid.
Just sounds stupid. Who the fuck talks like that?
It It's not your native tongue, it's not your experience, period. And that's why you sound a fool when you get to speaking like this and you think, oh, it's funny to y'all. We be looking at y'all like y'all stupid, because that's what you sound like, a dumbass. Now, let me play white devil's advocate again. Back to the kombucha girl. She has since deleted her videos and she went on to apologize and say, hey, I didn't know what I was speaking on. I'm not qualified, I'm not educated enough to even speak on this. I apologize. Fine, thank you for that. I don't believe she had horrible intentions, and honestly, I don't believe that most white people have bad intentions when it comes to certain things. I honestly believe that a lot of white people are just like culturally clueless. They don't understand why the things that they do are so problematic, but that does not excuse the behavior. And according to her argument, is it okay for white people to laugh at memes that include black people or include AAVE? I mean, maybe in a sense of comedy, like, you know, comedy is generally, you know, for a certain group, or it can be enjoyed by the masses. Maybe, right? What is not okay is you taking blackness or black language or black aesthetics and making it your personality, and making it a part of you as if it's yours and you have some sort of claim to it. That's what's not okay. A lot of these Instagram famous and TikTok famous white influencers, they get on their platforms and they put on this digital blackface, and then they act clueless, or they want to get offended, and they act like they're the victim when we call them out on it and say, this is not okay. And we have people like Alex James, who I just discovered on TikTok recently. Apparently he used to be Vine famous as well.
Out of all the things in this world for you to try, don't let one of them be me, sweetie. Okay, because I'm not the talking toys at Target. Yes, ma'am. Honey girl. Okay, I'm not no ATM machine. You don't want to compress these buttons, sweetie child. I'm not the doors at Walgreens. I don't let nothing slide.
What?
Now, I just wanted to make that Windex quick, clear. Goodbye.
Boy, if you don't...
He's literally doing what I said earlier, mashing a bunch of words together, and he thinks it's funny. He thinks he's doing something very innovative. Mamas, you look stupid. It feels like mockery. It feels like a parody. Quite frankly, it feels violent. And when white people do this, what I see is white supremacy. White supremacy says, I want this, I can have this, I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna make it mine, and I'm gonna tell you you're out of line and out of order for even continuing to do it, even though I took it from you. In closing, if you made it to this far in the video, I'm sorry I dragged it out so long, but in closing, I'll kind of paraphrase something I heard Amanda Seales say not too long ago. We as a country, as a world, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. People are having an eruption of consciousness. And what that means is things that we used to be okay with accepting, we're not accepting that shit any longer. The thing is though, people are coming to that consciousness at different times. So you might just be like, oh, it's 2020. Y'all don't know that we're not doing this no more? Everybody is not waking up at the same time. So, I mean, in that sense, some people, depending on their intentions, I do believe can be extended some grace. However, some things just, I'm not gonna continue to explain to you. I'm not gonna continue to explain to you my blackness and why my blackness matters, because at this point, if you don't get that, you're just a racist and you don't want to. But certain things like white people speaking AAVE, I do feel like we need to continue to tell white people this is not just something that you can throw on when you feel like it. We don't get that luxury. Because when we go into workplaces and when we go to school, we get told we can't speak this way. And it's not fair to us. So I'll end the video right there. That's my thoughts on it. In summation, do I believe white people should use AAVE? The answer is no. It's a no for me, dog. Are they gonna stop? Of course not. They don't care. Most of them don't care. Let me just say this. I'm not like the most woke person on the planet. There's still some things that I don't understand. But that's why I say we need to continue certain conversations over time. But I'm never gonna stand up here on a soapbox and make it seem like I know everything. I don't. but I do know that y'all sound stupid as the fuck using AAVE. Tune in next time, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hello, duh, do it. Peace out.